In the past modules, we have heard about the high costs of collection, but also of the high optimization potential with vehicle types, loading, and routing strategies. However, we want to ensure collection services to all, and for this, sometimes it is necessary to use approaches which remain non-optimized, but achieve the objective of service provision. Why? Because sustaining a hygienic environment and ensuring public health are key functions of municipal waste collection. It is a main driver to ensure that waste management services are provided to all, independent of the cost. Not having collection service would affect the wider public and thus counteract the objective of the service. Collection in certain areas can be extremely challenging. Let us look at a few examples. Here is an example from Mumbai, India. Just by looking at the settlement pattern, this extremely high population density with very limited road infrastructure, you can easily imagine that it is impossible to move around in this neighborhood with a waste collection truck. Or this example from a neighborhood in Caracas, Venezuela, located on a very steep slope, making access for waste collection trucks very difficult. It is in fact quite typical in many cities of the world that the low-income neighborhoods are exactly in those areas which are so difficult to access. They have very limited road infrastructure, narrow lanes which are often unsealed or even washed out. Solutions for waste collection in such areas of difficult access is a split of waste collection into two steps. Primary collection, which provides services in the neighborhood with smaller vehicles or more simple technology. Then the transport of this collected waste to a collection point, where it is stored in larger containers, and then secondary collection, which removes this waste regularly for transport to the treatment or disposal facility. Primary collection can have different variation. The first is shown here, actually not a collection as it relies on the residents themselves bringing the waste to the collection point. Another approach can be that the people bring their waste to the collection vehicle when summoned, for instance, by a bell. The other approach shown here is a curbside service or even door-to-door service. By a primary collection service using a simple collection vehicle which can be human-powered, animal-powered, or even motorized. Let us look at a few examples of such primary collection vehicles. Here is an example of a very simple collection by wheelbarrows in a slum of Karachi, Pakistan. You might notice the boards which are used to increase the loading capacity of the wheelbarrow. Or this handcart in an example of primary collection in Indonesia. Here is an example from a handcart in Abidjan in Côte d'Ivoire. Notice how one sidewall can be removed for easier emptying of the vehicle. And also notice the wide tires that are better suited for the very sandy roads in this neighborhood. Here's an example of a bicycle cart from Warangal, India. What you see here is a design that allows collection of segregated waste. Or here, a bicycle collection cart from Bangalore in India. A special feature of this collection vehicle are these blue bins, which on one hand allow collection of segregated waste, but also allow easy emptying of the collection vehicle, as each bin can be removed separately and emptied. Or here from India, a motorized option, using a three-wheel transporter. Or here an improved version from Managua, Nicaragua, which allows tipping of waste for easy emptying. So remember, sometimes to ensure waste collection in areas that are difficult to access, the option of primary collection is a good solution, although it may not really be cost optimized. Primary collection has the advantage that it is typically a simple approach, and it can be easily adapted to the specific local, topographic, or road or lane conditions. This service is very close to the clients, the people, and often the residents pay for this collection service. Remember, however, that primary collection, given the type of vehicles, is limited in transport distance. Waste is delivered to a collection point, which then needs to be emptied by a secondary collection system. Given this interaction between two collection systems, coordination is essential. So that was all for primary collection. Thank you for listening.